Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Hello. Welcome to Granblue Radio. This is number 216. This is Vibrating Sheep of Granblue_EN. You can see by the shirt, which was made for me, 2 years ago? 2 years ago. Lord, that was a long time ago. Anyway, with me as always, my first officer and friend.
Yep, this is DJ still.
All right. So we went to the moon. We're
Let's do
not
it.
all back yet. Um, do you want to just talk about the story stuff after you're done? We're all done.
We should do that after we're done. To be honest,
Yeah.
because there's also some people who haven't read the new part that came out last morning.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair. That part is 19 hours old. All right. So
Let's just say you learn Linux.
yeah. You learned bad Linux. Did you know that?
I mean, that's on purpose.
Yeah, I
So
know. It's like I found out earlier today that so I was like, wait, what command is this? And I looked it up. And so ls, is just list, right? It just tells you all the
correct.
files and the directories, etc. SL is not anything unless you specifically install an SL module, in which case it makes an ASCII train at you to tell you that you spelled ls wrong,
LS
and it
wrong.
says steam locomotive.
That's important when you get to that part, by the way.
Anyway, there's a lot of like bad like syntax. I mean, not bad context. All right, so after this, we have hit phase two. The data records are updated, and on part three, we're going to be getting the following things: New World Quartz. We got some like red merits, silver centrums. This elixir just hanging out here, trying not to be noticed amongst this Saphira Evilite and this New World Quartz.
I don't know what that is.
Which one?
I'm kidding.
I was about to say. So, out of curiosity, since these New World Quartz are starting to be a regular thing, I mean, I know what I'm using them for, but you don't necessarily have all of like the everything yet, do you?
What? I have most of the stuff.
Do you have all 10 evokers already?
Yeah, I already have that.
You do. So I'm gonna ask people in chat then. If you have all 10 if you don't have all 10 evokers, are you actually willing to use New World Quartz to pick up Astras and various things like that that will help you toward an evoker, or are you just gonna hoard them and let points pile up? Because I'm really curious. Like when New World Quartz first came out, we were just like, there's only what 45 of them ever. You gotta hoard this stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna ask that of the chat. You can chime in whenever you want. I'm just gonna trade for my flawed prisms because that's actually what I need the most in this game right now. Still. Let's see here. People say, heck no, they're for the weapons. I'll just say hoard them. Like, Melissa, I don't think you have all 10 evokers yet, do you? Because, yeah, like, the uses for these are, trading for and upgrading the quartz, but also, well, not the quartz, the New World Foundation weapons. Uh, but yeah, also just trading them in for making evokers faster.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's fair. That is a fair assessment from chat. A lot of people say no. A bunch of people saying nope, 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 and that's fine. Currently at 8 to
I
10.
already got the base what I need so far from the New World Foundation weapons, aka the one with Unworldly on it.
Which one was that? It's not the dagger, is it?
Water
It's
Sword.
oh, that's right. This Justice. Yeah, we're gonna use the word unworldly a lot in this episode of that. So if you want, we can get straight to that.
Unworldly is a really good term, but there's drawbacks, and there's a reason why there's drawbacks.
Yeah, it's 60% on the rise of justice. All right, so let's begin then, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so for once I prepared and I just have the pages for everyone bookmarks. Let's start with Zeta because she was first on the list.
All right, so these three characters actually you actually saw them in the first part of the event.
Yes, and um, so people went pretty bonkers and their eyes sort of bugged out of their heads when they saw Zeta for the first time, like this version of Zeta.
She's
Um,
pretty good. Not gonna lie.
so um, before we get to any of the really big things, I'm actually going to start with the drawbacks for once because this is clearly yet another attempt by them to see how far they can push the drawbacks because she has three, like three pretty significant drawbacks. And so we start with the fact that she has low defense. It's 50% defense down. So
Yeah, so that's like double.
she's sturdier than Predator, who takes triple damage, but she still takes double damage.
I mean, if you want to take her to a fire dragon per se, and see if she gets hit really hard, you could do it.
She can be the water equivalent of the Levi Ackerman combo video of just him getting hit for like several hundred million.
To be fair, he also takes that guy takes weakness damage.
Also true. So
She
yeah,
does not.
so once like we're gonna compare her to Predator a lot because that's the easy comparison. So next up, she always triple attacks, but she has lower meter gain, so it's 20% down
Which is way better than most of the other mirror game lowered.
because most of them are 35%. Some of
Yeah,
them are 50%, and by some of them I mean Shura.
I think Shura, yeah. Who's also water spear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Predator doesn't have a meter penalty. But the main thing is that the meter penalty actually does mean something on Zeta because there's two things at work here. So, we've gotten to the second drawback. So here's the third drawback, is that this ability eats meter and does not actually do anything with that meter until she's in the red. Like, it doesn't care how much meter you've used, it just eats all of it.
The good thing is 0 counts.
Zero does count, but because of how her CA works, she will almost never be at zero unless she's had her CA drained, like her meter drained. So there's a lot of dancing to be done here in order to keep her at like peak efficiency. Um, and so with all of these three drawbacks in mind, all right, let's take a look at what she's doing. So everything's built around Spear of Arvis, and uh, the first time you hit Spear of Arvis, it does water damage, and it puts on the Arvis debuff that you probably remember from all of her other versions. Like what, 3 versions of her have this debuff? Fire
Yeah,
Zeta.
I
Well,
don't remember Fire Zeta.
I'm pretty sure that yeah, Light Zeta, the SR one, the one who's Gynex posing, also has it. All right. So anyway,
Oh, Swimsuit has it too.
oh, Swimsuit has it too. Yeah, there we go. So 4 versions of her. All right. So the second time you do it, if you have Fermar on the enemy, then she gets 100% chaser,
On a character who always triple attacks.
and who has this button here that also says attack boosted against a foe with yeah. So she has assassin. She has
Also, the fact
debuff
that
based one.
she can double strike by spending her meter, even if
Mm-hmm.
it's 0 or whatever.
Right.
That's a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage. It does require one of two setups though, because it requires you to press a button that's on a 6-turn cooldown within 4 turns of itself. So the natural way to do it is by CAing with her, which casts the skill. The unnatural way of so if you can build enough meter on her, she can keep this rolling by just continually, hitting this every 4 turns? Every 4 turns if she CAs somehow, which is going to be very hard because of her ability to eat her own meter. Um, but yeah, so the thing that makes it slightly easier is that she gets 30% meter from her CA, which because of her passive turns into 24%. But once again, like at some point in this sequence, she's gonna want to eat all of her meter and go back to 0, and you're gonna have to build it all back up again in order to Serious Nova with it. So, Like, there's a lot going on here. Um, if you're using the luchador setup that people have been using forever, where it's just your summon plus a Keelan, then you just press this, you keel in, and then you hit it again, and you've got your chaser. You still need to dance a little bit with Rhapsody because, well, you're gonna get two casts of Rhapsody, so you might want to delay it a little bit. There's like a little bit of play there. I haven't been watching too many videos of people doing anything that lasts longer than about 3 or 4 turns with her, so I'm not sure how like Rhapsody and Spear of Arvis will interplay when they're offset like that. But I mean, this is crazy. This is a crazy set, and we haven't even talked about the fact that the unworldly damage here, it has a higher cap than the 5-star Eternals.
Yeah, it's unworldly. You had a higher cap with the other unworldly stuff.
I mean, and so the other unworld, we've had a bunch of different unworldlies that all have like various drawbacks to them, right? Like Robami is unworldly, but she'll never CA twice because she needs to be buffed and or healed in between CAs, or she's not going to do it again. Um, Shura has unworldly, but she's Shura. She needs to wait 3 turns and press a button for it, right? Zeta needs to build more meter than usual in order to get there, except that she triple attacks all the time. So
It'll also eat 50% of her health, but that's whatever with your health pools.
yeah, and once she's in the red, then it'll actually heal. This Aerithron Unleashed will heal her, but also your water. So water has no shortage of ways to heal itself. Um. Anyway, like this is. The way that I'm putting it is that this is a catch-up character because we've been complaining about water under our breaths for a while, and hey, guess what? We've got this character catches them up. Water
Well,
can do
you just
luchador
do insane
things.
things now.
It's just doing the same thing as Dark did. And then instead of having Zoe, you can have Anre in there, who is his own um, assassin as well,
Assassin.
but also plays the other part of the Zoe team by making this character, who has really low defense, survive another turn guaranteed. So, water caught up to Dark.
Yeah, someone mentioned in chat earlier, and yeah, doing stuff with doing stuff with Summer Lucio with you just throw out a lot of damage on that entire team.
hmm And the thing is that the Summer Lucio and the Anre Shell were already there. They were actually getting a decent amount of use.
Yeah,
So
because Henry had his assassin last the entire turn.
right, so all that happened is that they changed the target to Zeta. But yeah, like this is a very good character. She's going to make a lot of things faster. She makes certain setups do extreme amounts of damage in a short period of time. I think it was like a 3-turn 75 million just from her, which is pretty wild. Just
I
a
like how
little.
she has four crit nodes.
So the reason for that is because since she always triple attacks, have you like any time that there would be double attack or triple attack on those character nodes, they go away and get replaced by something. In her case, it's crit, but like, I'm.
Yeah, well, it goes with her passive because she gets more crit cap.
Mm-hmm. Because let's go look at the Lord of Blitz right here, who these on a, what is it? I think it's these two on a normal character that is a human attack would be um, double attack, and yeah, they're just like these are literally useless. Let's put something else there. So they did.
You also notice that she has the I think it's called blow is the term for the skill passive.
Let me take a
You know,
look
like
again.
the two-headed dark fist.
Let's go take a look at her again.
She gives a 10% bonus to water damage on triple attack.
Mmm. So wait, is it that one or is it? Because wait, the Is it the Grand Jean? Is it the same as the Grand Jean one as well?
I do not know the answer because I don't have that character.
I see. Yeah, it's the same as Grand Jean and Summer Anila. Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
All right. Uh, let's see here. Any other things to say about Zeta?
Not really.
I fully enjoy the fact that they leaned fully into their Gynaxing. So in her SR version, she's doing like the Gynax arms crossed pose. In her uncap art for her water version, she's doing Super Inazuma kick. Normally we would just call it a rider kick, except that she's Zeta, so you immediately go to the Gunbuster version of it. It's great.
Nice.
All right, on to the next one. Let's talk about the armored chicken.
I'm really sad that he can't no sell Paradise Lost.
I'm kind of happy because he can solo so many things. I don't know how many of you have seen this, but there's a video of solo Vaseraga soloing Tiamat Malice from 100 to 0. It takes, what, 200 something turns, but he does it because he's just that resilient. Well, it's also a 3 garrison grid, but still. Let's go talk about this tanky boy. So,
It was so cool when you saw him in story.
he has attack on him as his style. That doesn't mean anything. I just find it really funny because of how this guy works. All right, so once again we have Unworldly on Destroy Moon, which, by the way, if you haven't watched the animation yet, you should. It does exactly what it says it does.
He hasn't done it in story yet, though.
Um, so this is a character who just really wants to be in red health. So, for one thing, Destroy Moon, the drawback on Destroy Moon is that he has to be in red health before he CAs. He cannot actually do it without being in red.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
it is the thing is that he's one of those characters who dances between red health and filling himself back up to normal health, because when he's in red, he will cast a nuke at the end of the turn, just like Kolulu, one of our first examples of that. But this passive also actually does something when he's not in the red health.
We get the Earth effect.
He's like an Earth character. He has permanent dispel cancel and can't be debuffed when he's at max health. Well, non-red health.
Yeah.
Um, I didn't look this up. What is his meter penalty?
20%.
Oh,
Same as his partner.
okay. And he has double defense, so he takes half damage to start with, and he automatically does the Vayne thing where he casts his nuke also when the enemy does the CA or any kind of trigger.
Yeah, and then that nuke heals. Well,
Yeah.
also gives him 24% meter after penalty, but
Mm-hmm. Not that he can do that much with his meter unless he hits himself back down. Well, conveniently though, no pain right here. Gives him 8 turns of jammed. It gives him another 100% defense.
all right, we're taking a third damage now.
He gets all sub, and he gets survive at 1.
Yeah, so someone actually did a video on this for taking Paradise Lost from Lucilius.
Yeah.
The reason why Vayne survives the lightning afterwards is because he heals enough because of the double cast of his nuke. Vaseraga barely dies to the lightning.
I see. And then, yeah. So the last thing is eat 100 meter. So this is an alternate thing to do with his meter when he's at full health, instead of destroying the moon. So he eats his meter in order to add the following things. So attack.
50% normal.
Normal doesn't mean anything, so you ignore the normal attack up in most grids now. Multi-attack.
40% DA, 20% TA.
That's actually relatively insignificant for something that costs 100 meter. Crit.
100% for 30% crit.
That's good.
Guaranteed crit is always good, yeah.
And then the next one, damage cap.
20%.
Which is really good when this is a character who just keeps flinging Great Scythe Grynoth around every few turns. He has amplified normal attack damage. So that's what, 20%
20%.
seraphic.
Yep.
And when he attacks, he does stacking defense down.
It's a base accuracy of 100%, so it's not going to be hitting all the time, but, it's nice.
And it lasts 8 turns out of every 10.
I mean, what else is he going to do with that meter?
Yeah, and he needs to get himself down to red health by hitting no pain enough times. And then, once again, when he gets down low enough, he won't stay there. What a great character. I love this design.
It is nice that his CA does restore 30% of his health, so he can use no pain and still have some change left over.
Mm-hmm. It is also so that he can actually, like, continue fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, his
I mean,
CA, by definition, takes him out of range of using his CA again. So then you have to use no pain, which is a pretty significant cooldown.
no pain goes off cooldown when he CAs.
True. It's just that it's just yeah, this is a fun dance. I like this one. I like this design.
Also, shouts to Fire for getting a garrison weapon. It's your third one.
And this one isn't Valentine's limited.
I mean, one of the other ones is not Valentine's limited.
Yeah, Fire Usis is a gangsta knife, but still the whatever Skatha's weapon is named, that was the second one previously, and that was Valentine's limited. So that's good. We have another source of garrison. It's not SL15able yet, is it?
Nope. But you know what?
It'll get there.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
Keep this one in mind, friends. All right, you ready for the last
Yeah.
one? The one that you
Well,
have the most experience with?
well, first off, this is also the reason why I stopped breaking all my SSR weapons
Uh huh.
because of the 4-star potentials.
Right. Yeah, something that people ask all the time is like, "What is this weapon any good?" And I usually just point them to the wiki entry for that weapon because the wiki editors are very good about saying, "Keep this, save this for later," or "Yeah, this is trash."
Uh, Things to also note is that both his passives don't work against each other to a degree. So if he is at low health after doing the reaction to the enemy CA, he will still cast it. But the main thing is that he doesn't cast it until after the turn's completely over.
Hmm.
All right, let's talk about Farrah and Juri.
So they made it out of SR jail, and they made it out together, just like Stan and Eliza. Well,
Well, not
Eliza
Lisa.
was not in jail. Stan was in jail. And
This
then
one made sense though. I figured if they were ever gonna take one of them out, they're gonna go both out at the same time.
the number one thing I'm sad about is that, unlike their uncap art, Farrah does not actually ride Yuri into battle. And
Also, unlike their own cap art, they don't have a gun.
also true. Uh, Granblue Fantasy lies to you about characters holding weapons and not being able to use them.
Yeah, that was part of the story. Anyways,
Anyway, so Farrah and Yuri, I'm gonna have you take the lead on this one because you've actually been playing with them. I've
oh,
only
I played with
experimented.
them at level 1. It was funny. They capped.
Yeah, thanks. All right, so where do you want to start with these two? The linked abilities.
Let's start with the liked abilities.
All right, so let's go with the linked abilities here. So here to assist and leave it to me. So Deft Sword and Deft Shield are sort of their gimmick, and you want to get both to 5. So how does it happen, DJ?
So Death Sword goes up by triple attacking,
Hmm.
and also by using skill 1. And Death Shield goes up by being targeted and also using the second link skill instead.
So the good thing is that since skill 1 says deal triple attacks, then hey, guess what? You get 2 out of it. It's kind of like being a monk and hitting the stance button. It's both a red skill and it raises your whatever the monk passive is by 1. So it's nice. All right, and then so how much is the bonus light when you have full deft sword?
Uh, as is the bonus light damage.
Hmm.
One turn of 80%.
So it's okay. So it's only 1 turn. Oh, there it is. Okay, but still, it's a 3-turn link skill. It's pretty good.
You're probably going to spam that the most after you get all your swords and shields.
Okay, so then the shield one guarantees that you're getting targeted next turn. Assuming that the
which
boss takes a turn.
assuming the boss takes a turn, assuming the boss actually does a move that targets you.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, there are some CAs that the bosses do that don't target.
Fair enough. So how much is the armor?
50% armored, 100% chance to proc.
So she takes half damage, and at 5 she gets guts for one time.
Yeah, one time, one turn. It's not bad.
Um, are these ever consumed?
What,
Or
the shields and sword and shield? No.
mm-hmm. Hmm. That seems
That's
good.
because of the second passive. That if it was ever consumed, that'd be bad.
The second passive, we got guts. So deal multi attacks when they're both 5. You get amplified, boost to CA specs,
Yeah,
and dodge
20%
rate.
amplified, 50% CA damage, 30% CA cap, 20% dodge, and 1,000 refresh.
Hmm. Yeah. So that's really that's a good start. We haven't even gotten to the part that really makes them fun. So all right. Um, they have sort of a variation on the Lancelot and Vayne heal for themselves. Uh, how often have you found this to be really good? The
I've never found myself in the range yet, but it's possible if I bring it to real fights.
mm-hmm. Okay,
Because normally it heals for 20% of HP, healing cap at 2,000, and
2,000 not
removes the
very
debuff.
much.
However, when you're at both five sword and shields, it's a full heal and removes all debuffs from them.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they just expunge everything and go back to full.
I mean, that's basically what Lancelot and Vayne do, don't they? They just get rid of all of their debuffs after they do that.
Don't you also get the super effect because it's like super vein?
Yes. So Lan Vayne, when they hit their skill 3, um, so it's on a 3-turn lockout first. So theirs isn't on a lockout, and then they get full heal, um, debuff removal, and then they get Uber Eruption, which is essentially Super Vayne mode. So these
Yeah,
two have
you don't
to.
get that. You don't get that with them, but getting to 5 on both of them, you're pretty much Uberation anyways.
Yeah, you're
Uberation.
all right.
Because so each stack of like the sword and shield, so each stack of the sword
Mm-hmm.
on a unique modifier is 10%
Okay.
attack, and each stack of the shield is 20% defense.
Hmm.
So it goes to 50% unique attack on them and 100% unique, not unique, 100% defense.
Which once again means they're taking half damage, and then if they're actually using a Leave It to Me turn, then yeah, Farrah will take a quarter of normal damage. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And we haven't even
Also,
gotten to the really fun part, but you go ahead.
oh yeah, so we're gonna talk about the CA. So the CA, for each stack of sword and shield you have, it does 65k damage up to 10. So that goes up to 10 hits. Remember that skill damage lies to you
Skill damage
when you have
super
so
lies to you.
many stacking stuff.
Yeah. So we're not even going to talk about Belial because not everybody's going to have that, but a very, very farmable uh, light spear. Where are you? I haven't
The
looked at spears
Beelzebub
in so
Spear,
long.
the Rongo, I
The
think.
Rongo Miniad.
Check your filters.
There it is.
Okay, yeah.
All right, here we go, Rongo. So 65k you say, but you have skill cap up, and they're gonna have high health because of the way that they work with high defense and a self heal,
Yeah.
and that's gonna add a bunch of skill cap, and that 650k turns into how many millions for you?
I mean, after all my skill cap and damage caps up, it did as much as the CA did, which was like 3 million something. So yeah, it's pretty good.
It's a pretty good one. The
And
characters look fun.
they always multi attack, so they're gonna build up meter fast.
Yeah, the always multi attack thing makes me look at the I've mentioned them before, Stan and Eliza, and just look at like how much they've improved their linked ability design. Like they don't even have a linked ability. I'm just talking about like the two character design because here's Steel and Dust. It requires you to triple attack. These characters only triple attack for 2 turns out of every what, 8?
8.
And they get another level of Steel and Dust by CAing. But yeah, like the reward doesn't feel nearly as good for Stan and Eliza as it does for Farrah and Yuri. Even though like your reward for being able to hit Steel and Dust level 5 is that you get like 3 turns of debuff immunity, double strike, and amped damage. But it's just like it feels so much worse getting there than it does with Farrah and Yuri because you're not always enhancing it by 1 because you have to specifically triple attack or CA.
I mean, with Stan and Eliza, they also get 50% chaser for 3 turns.
Yeah, I could use that 80% chaser from Farrah and Yuri though. Anyway, so yeah, good set of characters. Oh boy, powerful kids.
I'm glad that they got this unit. I have fun playing with this one.
Yeah, that's the big thing is that these characters that we've listed off today, all 3 of them, like they're powerful, but they also seem fun. Like it's not just farting out numbers. Like Zeta actually seems like a pretty complicated dance, and whenever she becomes ticketable, I'm sure a huge number of people will be dropping the ticket specifically on her, Predator style. Like I said, like the character basically is to catch water up with Predator. Chad asks, can we ship Farrah and Yuri now? If you want to. Farrah doesn't seem to be even. Farrah just thinks of him as a friend. She's all about Catalina. So, all right. The next thing on the agenda after these characters is the anniversary stream.
That's on Saturday for us.
That's on Saturday for us, starting at 10 o'clock ish, like 10:30 ish.
Yeah.
So it's 3 p.m. 3:30 p.m. JST that it starts. It's a freaking 6-hour stream. Admittedly, the news portion of the anniversary stream, like the anniversary celebration, is pretty much the same length it always is. Like it's 3.5 hours, and the first half hour is probably like event trailers again to get people good and ready for it. And it's sandwiched by 3 hours of comfy stream. 3 hours of comfy stream.
Look, comfy stream was actually pretty great.
Comfy stream is great because it's got our boy Kawahara and it's got Tachibana Rika as MCs, and those two are like a great comedy duo together. I just want them to sell me things, DJ.
How much did you actually watch of the Satellite Radio for Granblue Fest?
The original one, very little of it.
I meant last year's.
Oh, I watched some. There was a decent.
Yeah, he had to hold it down while everyone else was performing.
Yeah, because she was his co-host, and then she was just like, "Oh, I've got to go perform. Be back later." And she runs off.
Back.
She did come back, but there was an entire concert first.
Yeah, I did enjoy like when other people came on the set too.
Yeah, and so they learned from that, and they say that the Comfy stream is going to be a new and improved Comfy stream, basically. And so they've got a bunch of their like power gamer regulars to come on as guests. So it's like, all right, here are the VAs who are both in Granblue Fantasy and also are hardcore players of Granblue Fantasy. So there's Inuyama Inuko, who plays Melinda, or as most people around the world would know her, she's Meowth. She's also ranked like 200 something, and she is really unafraid to say that, oh, all you've done is grind for rank, you're not actually good at Granblue Fantasy. It's pretty funny.
Damn, she's powerful.
She's so powerful. We've got Nakamura Yuichi, who is not only powerful but also flexes. He's like, here we go, it's my 10th evoker, here it is, summer stream.
Oh yeah, he's not part of the normal stream, is he?
He's not part of the normal stream this year. He is part of the comfy stream only, so he will be there relaxing. You've got Hoshino Takanori, who has been on Granblue TV channel before, but not on any of the streams. He was supposed to be there for Comfy Stream,
But he got sick, if I
but he
remember
got
correctly,
sick
right?
exactly
Yeah.
for Fest 2020. So he's a pretty hardcore player. He's like, as of December, he was rank 190 something, so he should probably be in the 200s now. He's a grinder like Kawahara is.
He's also going to be part of the main event at the very least.
He is. Your girl DJ Takagi Miyu is going to be there.
He's not a hardcore player, but she does play.
She's a pretty dedicated player. Like she what is it? She goes to sleep at like 6 a.m. every morning or something like that, and she just stays up long enough to actually just collect all of the reset login rewards and stuff.
I remember, yeah.
Osaka Ryota is not necessarily a hardcore player, but he's definitely powerful. He's been playing a while, and
Can't
then
have him and O yell at each other about which Dark Grid's better.
I'm sad about that. And then your girl Imai Asami is there for being Vera. She's been chugging away for a while. She's not powerful, but she's dedicated. And our boy Shiraishi is there too. Shiraishi Minoru, who can talk about being a big fat snake now.
And his love of Harvins.
Yeah, Hoshino Takanori is in fact Dante. He's a dedicated player. He's also the. I want to see what happens when they put him next to people because he's 6'1", which is a giant by voice actor terms. Like they couldn't
He
throw
wasn't
him.
allowed to throw him out of the plane, right?
Yeah, he was too tall for the parachute, so they couldn't throw him out of the plane. So he threw Kawahara off a plane anyway.
Yeah, that was great.
Anyway, so yeah, that's the comfy stream. The regular stream is missing a couple of regulars, but they've added a few people instead, and the cast is going to be fine. So MCs Toyama now, so Lyria, Kato Emery, who actually is also going to be on the comfy stream, isn't she? She is. Yeah. So Kato Emery is like the solo queen. She wants to solo everything. Um, and then we've got Shiraishi, Kawahara, Imai, Hoshino, Tachibana Rika, and Osaka as the lineup.
Actually, I don't see her for the comfy stream.
Kato Emery?
Yeah.
She's there. She's below Hoshino.
Okay.
And above Osaka. So anyway, so the thing that I was gonna mention is that Ono Yuki's not there because he's booked. He's got a conflict. It's gonna be weird without him there, DJ.
No, there's only going to be flexing Gisla's.
The good thing is the anniversary stream usually comes with a whole lot of pre-recorded messages. So like I'm sure that they will be um, showing some messages from other members of the cast. Like last year was a bunch of like the Eternals. Um, wasn't the Code Geass collab announced via pre-recorded message as well?
Yes,
Yeah,
with Fukujun.
with Fukujun like going fully into Lelouch mode.
Yeah. And we know Side Games still does this, especially because of so Prisons Connect the fest was also recently, and they had a pre-recorded message from the missing member of Little Lyrical.
Oh, that's right. So
Or
yeah,
Hoshisumiya.
they
Yeah.
tends to do the pre-recorded messages thing whenever someone should be there. Well, especially for the anniversary, because the anniversary they'll have like people come in and send their thanks and their congratulations and things like that. So hopefully Onoyuki will be there. He'll hopefully show us how many Gislas he has now. I'm sure it's in the mid-20s.
Yeah. That number for the stats always keeps going up somehow. It's weird, man.
It's not an anniversary stream without Onoyuki flexing his Gislas. It's true. Without him there, though, it's gonna be weird. There's only one Dragon Knight there, DJ. So he's gonna have to like hold up the Osaka Ryota's just gonna hold up a 1. There's no Eguchi. There's no Onoyuki. It's weird, but it's okay. We'll get through it. There'll be plenty of news.
We'll find out in 2 days.
What are you most excited for off of the anniversary stream?
Stats.
You just love this. So they tend on the anniversary stream to do like a promo of just a big damage kind of thing. What do you think that they're going to do?
Well, it's the most ridiculous thing that happened this year.
Someone killed the training dummy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
I remember. I linked that in our Discord.
I want them to show off the killing of the training dummy, which I believe involves doing one billion damage in a turn.
Yeah, and they also requires. Let's see here. You force triple attacks. There was
Uh,
the sun.
you not only force triple attacks and there's the sun. Um, you have to wait for very specific seconds of flare.
Correct, and you have remember this is your own flare because this is the training dummy.
You cannot have someone else flare for you. I'll link the video in chat after this then. But yeah, like that video is so fun to look at because there's just so much thought put into it, and it's for such a useless purpose, but it's so great. Oh, it's so good. All right. What am I looking forward to the most? I'm actually looking forward to the pre-recorded messages, but also to them announcing what the next collab is because it's gonna be really hard to follow up on Demon Slayer. Like that is a hard act to follow. That brought in so many people to this game. Like they said that they were having record player numbers. I don't think you can get bigger, but can you get more
I
fun?
don't think. I don't think you can get bigger. No. You can't. So here's the thing. I don't think you can really even use like. So we had Love Live twice so far, right?
Yes.
I don't even know if you can actually use Love Live this time. Well, no, they did year. They separated by years.
Oh, Nijigasaki?
Yeah, I was thinking Ijisaki, but I'm like, so the grouping in those ones are weird in the first place because they don't do the standard 3-3-3.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Maybe they just.
Also, there's actually technically 10 Nijisaki idols.
What if the one who has an LED face is a summon? There. Problem solved. 333.
Rena's great. But no, they don't actually separate like their groupings into 3-3-3 ever.
Right. Oh, man. But yeah, suggestions in chat for things that are side games like Uma Musume or Zombieland Saga. Those would be fun for.
Zombieland Saga does air next month.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens. Like, there's just so much that goes into these, and I'm excited. I'm excited. So I want to see, I want to see the big damage video. I want to see them explaining to tens of thousands of people how to kill the training dummy.
That thing is always. I found the video too, but I can't. I'm not signed in on this computer to. Well, on this browser to your chat.
Go ahead and just put it in Discord then, and I'll link it to the chat so that they can see it.
Here.
Here you go. This is somebody killing the training dummy. It's so funny. All right. So that's it for this week. Next week we'll be going over a whole lot of stuff. It'll be a long episode next week, DJ.
Yeah, there's only gonna be Choreogra as well.
There's gonna be Choreogra and the anniversary thing. We'll have a reveal for the 5th character in season 5 of Granblue Fantasy Versus.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's been a bit since I remember that.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. What you shouldn't expect. So I'm talking about like expectations management here. Do not think that you're gonna hear about Relink. Relink is not getting shown off until the end of 2021 and the beginning of 2022.
And they told us this at the end of 2020 about that.
They've said it multiple times. No Relink yet. Just wait for it. All right. With that, thank you for joining us for another week of Granblue Radio. We'll be back next week, like I said. It is an empty month in terms of like event stacking. I think they've learned. You know what they're going to do? They're just going to give us 4 weeks of Home Sweet Moon. There's going to be a Xenococutus and a Rise of the Beast, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what it says right here on the wiki.
Yeah?
No new thing until the 29th.
Yep. And then there's going to be a story event, and then right after that story event, it's Unite and Fight with the Zeta Unite and Fight. Let's go!
Oh no, I just thought about that. Yeah,
It's the Zeta Unite and Fight for speed kills. I personally don't care. I'm just gonna full auto like I always do.
I'm gonna use the alpha.
Yeah, like you always do. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. See you guys next week. Thanks, DJ.
All right, later, folks.
later, and let's go beat up the moon. Let's go
I
beat
think
up
the
the
moon
moon.
beat us up earlier.
The moon's done more than enough to us. Let's go beat it up again. All right. Good night, all.